Hello and welcome to day 5 of Junk Journal January, and this is hosted by Meg Journals. So Meg has a co-host this year, so that's Get Messy Art, and then there's also 30 different other channels that are participating, so check out the links in my description box or just go to Meg's channel and you'll be able to see all the details of that. So moving forward with my journal, I have changed a couple of things. A lot of people have been wondering how it would roll up and all the rest of it, how it will cope with any bulk that goes into it. So the first thing I've done is I've put the cover, the prompt list, onto the front of the cover. I had it stapled inside, so I put that inside on the outside. And the other thing that I changed was my tags. Now it wasn't because they're too bulky or anything, it was simply because I didn't want them curled up when I unraveled the book. So I took out the staples and just attached them with a bulb pin that I can just pop up onto the top when I finish working in the journal and roll it up like so, really, and then I've got them hanging out of the book when I finish. Things could change again, who knows? So it is flapping around a little bit, so they might get moved to the beginning of the book until I finish. But anyway, so far so good. And I'm on to day 5. That's routine. So I don't know about any of you other people out there, but my routine in the morning is to have a cuppa before I do anything and to listen to the birds singing. So I've got an image out of Daphne's diary. I've got some other things to put in here. I have some paper. This is tissue paper that I stamped, so I might use a piece of that. I have some little bird dies, and I've cut out some bird dies, and I think I'm going to use this one because I like the bird song. So that one has been made from music paper, and then I have quite a few others. I spend about an hour cutting them out. I used magazine covers, so I've got Daphne's diary. Well, that was just a punch circle of paper that was left over. But I also cut a few out of the covers of a fashion magazine, so they're nice and strong, and you don't know what you're going to get with as far as colours go. On some of them they've got nice little stripes on them, others they've got geometric patterns, others are white. So I've got a selection of birds there. I'm not going to use that one, it's too thick. That one's not too bad. I quite like that. Tissue paper, not necessarily going to use that piece. I did a few sheets before I started this challenge. So I have some here. Well, there's one with birds on it, so maybe the birds is going to be the one I use. Two that I did with birds. One I stamped with a cocoa coloured ink, and the other one's been stamped with black ink. So I think I'll use this brown one. I think that'll look nice. So that will go into my background. Then I have my cuppa. I need to fussy cut that out a bit more. I'll just put in a couple of extra pieces of different papers. Before I get started, just need to talk about something that was mentioned in a comment a couple of videos ago about the music that I use in my videos. I personally love music and I love watching videos with music in it, but that's not the case for everybody, and I want to try and address that situation. On my community page there's a poll, so there's a few choices there, and if you have time, I'd love it if you could just pop over there and tick the option that you agree with. 4 different options. One is not to have any music in the videos whatsoever. The other one is to have music without lyrics in the places where I'm not speaking. Then there's music with lyrics in those sections of the video, and then there's also music, just soft music with the processed noises, you know, like the tearing of the paper and the staple noises and the rustling and all that sort of thing, stamping. So yeah, I really appreciate it if you could let me know so I know what to do moving forward into the year. I want to make the videos as enjoyable to everybody as possible. I know I can't please everybody, but I can't let my own taste dictate what I give to you. And I appreciate you watching, and I'd rather fix this up than to have you just not watch my videos anymore. So there's a lot of work goes into them, and it'd be a shame if they weren't getting watched. So if you could hop on over to my community tab, just click on the option that you like, or if you've got another suggestion, leave a comment. You're not going to offend me, you know, so don't be scared to say what you really think. Nicely, of course. It's not there so you can abuse me. Yeah, so let me know what you think, and yeah, we'll look at this, how we move forward into the year. Okay, I'm going to get cracking on this. It's another thing somebody said, like sometimes the talking, you know, once I stop talking, when the music comes on, it's louder than my talking, and that is something I think happens if I use headphones when I'm editing. It sort of disguises the actual volume of the music. So yeah, that's another thing I'll look at. Do something like that, and I've positioned my bits and pieces on there over these parts. I don't want to fussy cut out that the handles of the teacups, so I'm going to glue that down now. I've decided that this should go facing the opposite way of which I had it on first, so, and I'm happy for it to be crinkly, it's fine. That's just a piece of, what do you call it, clean-up paper, I suppose. I had something on it and I was spraying some inks onto it, so it's got a little bit of colour on there and it's quite shimmery. So I thought that would look nice in there. Before I stick them on, I'm going to put a little bit of gesso over that. Actually, I've got some unbleached titanium. I think I'll use that instead. like the shape of that one. This one's actually got a face in it. That looks a bit weird in there though. You can position them so they're sort of balancing on the teacup. I think they need to be inked up using walnut stain. I like the pose on this particular bird because it's like it's leaning, it's perched on something and leaning over, looking in. This one with the music can be sitting on the spout of the teapot. And this one can be on the handle of the teapot. Or maybe on the flower. I think like that. So they're my birds, my morning birds that I sit and watch and listen to in the mornings when I'm drinking my cuppa. I always have to start the day with a coffee, something like that. One thing when you do these die cuts from magazine covers is you just don't know what you're going to get. So that one foot's going to be on the handle of the teapot, which is over here, and the other foot's on the edge of one of the cups. So on this one he's going to be standing on the teapot spout. Just going to highlight that spout a little bit. It's gotten a little bit lost under the paint, so I'm just going to draw it back in. And it's a 4H if you're wondering. For this one, oh, now I'm wondering which way. I think he looks better that way, looking back over his shoulder. Yep. So I'm just going to ink the other side. So feet on the top of this teapot spout, looking back at the other birds, the other bird, and this one is going up here. It's going to be on the rim of that saucer, which is holding a delicious looking cupcake. Nearly glued the wrong side. So one foot on the handle and one foot on the saucer. And I had a little time thing somewhere. Here it is. A piece of a clock. And that, I think I'll just pop down the bottom there. I was going to put other papers in, but I don't really think it needs anything else. And you can't see the other bit that I put in anyway, so. Oh, that's right. One of these was supposed to be there. But it doesn't really matter now that, because I've got the paint, so it's not obvious that it hasn't been fussy cut out. So that will do for that. And I've got some coffee, and I think I will just splatter some coffee on there. Okay, so that's day 5 of Junk Journal January, and the prompt is routine. So this is my morning routine, is to enjoy a cuppa coffee, not tea as shown in the picture, but that's beside the point, and to listen to the birds singing. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and don't forget to check out the playlist, see what everyone else is doing. Also, if you could pop over to my community tab and leave your thoughts about the music, or vote the little poll that I've got going there, that would be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time in the next video. Now, I don't think I need to do anything else to this, so I'm going to leave it as it is. Thanks for watching, appreciate you all, and cheers from Australia. Hooroo!